So, first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to look at this track here and we're going to think, I don't use any of the audio from there to the start of the track. So you can just select it like that and hit delete. I can select this end bit here and hit delete as well. Now, that audio is not gone forever, it's just out of our view. The audio is non-destructive, as we call it. So, I'm going to now get in a little bit closer here to this track, and I'm going to chop away from the start of this. So I'm going to select right near the start there, and I'm going to hit delete, and then zoom in a bit further, and I'm going to do a fade. Now, these tools that I'm using, let's cover those. There are three main tools up the top here. This first tool is called the trim tool, and it allows you to select a track and trim in from the beginning, so you can expose or hide parts of the track by doing this sort of action. It usually happens by selecting near the start of the track there, or the end of the track if you want to get rid of the end part. Now, the next tool is the selector, so this might be used if you want to select a certain part of a track and hit delete on that as well. It's a great little tool. Now, the grabber tool is where you want to click on tools. You can move them around, which is not a good idea in this situation. You can hit the undo key there. If you want to use all of them together, we have what's called the smart tool or the multi-tool. Now, the multi-tool means that when you have a track, we'll make this one bigger by selecting there and dragging down. It basically means that you can use all these three tools in one. So if you hover in the top part of a track, it becomes the selector. If you hover in the bottom part of a track, it becomes the grabber tool. So selector up there, grabber at the bottom. If you go to the beginning of a track, it will become the trim tool, and you can use it to trim away these sections of the track here. The other advantage of the multi-tool or the smart tool is that it becomes a fade tool if you hover in the top left or top right of a track. So you can fade in and fade out your sections. So things like down here where I chose these drum tracks and I did a little fade at the start, that means we're not going to have any clicks or pops at the beginning of this. We're faded in at the end of it. I'm going to chop it off here and you can fade out. So that's your multi-tool, that's your zooming, that's your trim and your grabber as well. You'll get to use these quite a lot as you're working, hence the advantage of the smart tool. Sweet!